of the playoffs to see that. Dave King phoned me, and this is something for all of us to watch, and I'll edit it moving forward. He phoned me and said, Wally, how would you defend McDavid? So I'm throwing that at you guys. How would you defend McDavid? Anybody?
Right now, I would be standing on the top of the crease with a goalie if I was the defender. I think gap is so tough with him, right? Like you just have to give him more time and space in front of you so that you stay on the defensive side. That's my thought.
Yeah,
But
I
I
think
don't
you got
know.
to give him more space on the outside because if you give
Yeah.
him more in front of you, he can, if that gap is big, he can do whatever he wants.
I mean, until like I think you can give him inside, but in the neutral zone is where I'm talking. Like I feel like you have to match his speed, and your speed is not going to match him. So I think you got to come in. It's like goalies when you're backing in on a breakaway. You got to match their speed, but your speed's not going to be the same as them. So you got to figure out. He's
Yeah.
just so fast.
Well, I think it absolutely have to have one forward back pressure in. If a one on
But
one,
can you?
like,
Like, can you? Because can they catch him?
well, you have to have a high F3,
Yeah.
and the straight line, a lot of guys can basically stay with him. They can't do as, all of the maneuvering he does. But a lot of
Yeah, and I guess if
guys,
you have back pressure too, he can't cut to the middle as he's coming
yeah,
in the zone.
if you can kind of seal him to the outside, because he doesn't score every time, but it's when, you know, like sometimes he's made guys look so bad that they've
Hmm.
given him too much, and then he cuts in on them, and they're still going to the outside. Like he's definitely.
Can I tell you what Chris Pronger said? And it's the same as what I told Dave King. Uh, you can't defend him in your zone when he gets the puck, but you don't let him get up the ice and enter the zone so easily. So it involves the defenseman, the first one surfing, and maybe the far side defenseman doing the surf, and the first one switching with the far side defender. You just can't.
Wally, that's what Carla did so great against Montreal, against Mcdavid, because she's, similar player. You get if she has time and space, she's going to make you look silly. But Carla did a really great job of making sure they didn't allow her to have time and space coming into the zone
Yeah,
with the puck.
that's the simplest way, Sammy, to say it.
Hmm. No, I like that, Tom. Just don't let them set up.
Don't let them into the zone, and that's the art of surfing: to surf or not to surf, when to surf. But the new concept that Pronger brought up is the weak side D does the surfing on McDavid, and there's going to be a
Mm.
switch. Now, it depends on the play, of course, but they have to read and at least have that in their minds tactically, playing a guy like McDavid. You have to invent ways of defending him. They haven't done it yet. They've allowed him into the zone, maintained his speed, and I'm finding they have a heck of a lot of trouble with him when he's in the zone and wheeling with the puck and having space to go high and come around and see
What
off.
I would love to know, and maybe ask Dave this next time, is like these are all guys at the very top of their game. There's not much space out there. They are big guys on this small ice surface. How is he able to separate himself and find space? Like how is that happening? Every time I see it, I'm like, it just it blows my mind.
I think intuitively he reads guys' toe caps. So
He
if
just
you're
reads it
coming at
faster
me
than
and I
everybody
turn
else,
my
you
toes
think?
this way, I can't go that way. Like
But do you think
he
he
gets.
that's what separates him? Like that's his skill, that he can just see it slowed down?
Well, just intuitively he sees the guy's put himself in a place where he's committed to going one way. Like if you start turning one way, you can't go the other way.
Yeah, but so is he faking them? Like, is he making them get into that position in the first place?
I think he is. I think
Yeah.
he's selling that he's going there. And he does a lot of stuff with his legs really wide apart, that he can change on that. When you're like that, you can change, just turn on a dime,
Hmm.
either way. So and he taught himself how to do that on his front driveway. He spent a couple hours every day. He'd come home from school, put rollerblades on, make obstacles all over the place, and go in and out and over and everything like that. And I guess his dad says one day a neighbor came and said, you're taking your son's youth away from him. You shouldn't make him do that, his dad said. Make him, he says, I can't stop him. So he just had the love of the game.
Yeah, I just wanted to figure that out. Interesting.
But if you watch clips of Gretzky, he does cutbacks all the time, and he does a lot of stuff from up high above the circles.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. He gets people going just committing
Yeah, it
one way
just
for
seems
an
like
instant.
all of these guys now do all of those things, right? They all seem to have that story of they just like went above and beyond and they spent so many hours and so much time. And so what
You
is
don't have
it
enough
that
time in
differentiated
practice.
him? What's that, Tom?
You don't have enough time in your practices. You have to spend time on your own. Like Danny Heatley lived next door to me and he just shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is these guys all do it, right? At the
Yeah.
NHL level, they've all done it. This is how they got there. This is how
And
they
I
got
guess
to be the
Matthews in
best.
Phoenix did the same thing. He'd sit at a roller rink and ask guys if he could play. And he
Yeah.
skated by himself all the time. He was putting in that
Well,
extra
probably
time.
every other guy on the Leafs did that too. Like what makes
Yeah.
Matthews?
Yeah.
Like, is it the way that they methodically did their practice time now? Because they all probably do an extra 2 hours a day. So,
Well,
what is it about David's that?
I don't think it had anything to do with physical practice at all at that level. It's the ability to get into the mind and what they're thinking as things happen, affect